What's up, guys? Today we're back with another YouTube video, and today we're going to be doing the NCAA basketball bracket predictions. Now, these could be either correct or it could be totally wrong, but this is my predictions on how the bracket's going to be. It's not until March, but still. And then this is the first four, and if you don't know what the first four is, it's pretty much like the wild cards that aren't going to be close or like barely make it in. Number 16 Wolford against number 16 Wagner. I have Wolford winning this one against number 16 Wagner, making it onto the bracket. Number 16 Liberty against number 16 Norfolk State. I have Norfolk State making it onto the bracket. Now you'd think it'd all be 16s, but weirdly it's not. It's two 16s, 112, 111, which I think it should be all 16s, but that's my opinion, and well, that's the way they do it. So I don't know why they do it like that, but that's just the way they do it. Number 12 Memphis against number 12 Mississippi State. I have number 12 Mississippi State winning that one, and then number 11 Dayton against number 11 St. Mary's. I have number 11 Dayton winning that one. For the bracket Western, it's just majority. Number 16 Colgate against number 1 North Carolina. North Carolina should win that one, as they're probably going to be the best team in the country this year. Number 9 UNLV against number 8 Michigan State. It's a very close game, but I'd have the number 8 Michigan State winning that one. Number 13 LA Tech, which is Louisiana Tech against number 4 Arizona. Arizona did really good last year, not going to do as good as this year, I don't think, in my opinion, but I'd have for Arizona winning that one. And then number 12 Furman against number 5 Texas. This one would actually be a very surprising one, but I'd actually have Furman being number 5 Texas as one of those that um, win. That's just a surprise for people. Number 15 Georgia State against number 2 UCLA. I have number 2 UCLA winning that one. And then number 10 Loyola Illinois or Loyola Chicago against number 7 Duke. I think this one would go to Duke, but Duke has some problems this year because they did kind of lose the best coach in sports history, which I think is gonna have them struggle a little bit. But yeah, and then number 14 North Dakota State against number 3 Michigan. I have Michigan winning that one, and I think they're gonna be really good. Number 11 Northern Iowa against number 6 San Diego State. That one should go to San Diego State, even though they've had some problems in the first round before. I think that one would go to San Diego State. Number 8, Michigan State against number 1, North Carolina. That one should get North Carolina. As like I said, they're probably going to be the best team in the country. Number 12, Furman against number 4, Arizona. I think Arizona's going to win this one, but number 12, Furman did put up a good fight. Number 7, Duke against number 2, UCLA. Duke is going to have some problems, which is why I think UCLA is going to win that one. And then number 16, San Diego State against number 3, Michigan. I actually think it's going to be a really close game, but I'd give this one to San Diego State, weirdly enough. Even though I think it's going to be a really close game, but I think San Diego State has a little more advantage, in my opinion. Number 4, Arizona against number 1, North Carolina. That one should go to North Carolina, even though this could have probably been a NCAA championship game last year, but it wasn't. And then number 6, San Diego State against number 2, UCLA. I have UCLA win this one. Number 2, UCLA against number 1, North Carolina. I think this is actually going to be a really close game, but I think North Carolina just, with Armando Bacot and their new coach, I think North Carolina is a little overpowered. Um, yeah, which is why I think it's going to be a really close game. UCLA did put up a good fight, but I think North Carolina, number 1, North Carolina, is going to advance to the first, or the final four. For the bracket Northern, number 16 Norfolk State against number 1 Gonzaga. As we do remember, Norfolk State was that wild card that made it on in the first four that beated Liberty. And I have this one as Gonzaga. And then number 9 St. Bonaventure against number 8 Ohio State. I give this one to St. Bonaventure, even though they are the lower seed. I do give this one to St. Bonaventure. Number 13 South Dakota State against number 4 Villanova. I don't think Villanova's going to do as good as they did last year because that Big East is a very good division. But I'd give that one to Villanova still. Number 12, Belmont against number 5, Indiana. I'd give this one. Now, Indiana did lose last year. They made it to the first four, but then they lost. They won, beat Wyoming, but then they lost to St. Mary's by 30 points, but I think Indiana with that new guy, I think Indiana's going to do really good, and I think they are going to beat Belmont. Number 15, UMBC against number 2, Baylor. This one should go to Baylor. Baylor, again, good coach, just won a championship a couple years ago, just a good team. Number 10 Xavier gets number 7 Oregon. Actually, I'm gonna give this one to number 10 Xavier. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I think they're gonna come out clutch. Number 14 New Orleans gets number 3 Creighton. This one should go to number 3 Creighton as they got that new guy from high school. That's like one of the best in college basketball. Number 11 Drake against number 6 TCU. I'm actually gonna give this one to Drake, even though TCU almost beat Arizona last year in the second round. I think Drake is actually going to do really good in this bracket, though. By them beating TCU and playing Creighton. Number 9, St. Bonaventure gets number 1 Gonzaga. That one should go to Gonzaga, um, in my opinion. And then number 5, Indiana gets number 4, Villanova. I think it's going to be a very close game, but I think Villanova just has a little more experience. And so they'd have to play Gonzaga. Number 10, Xavier gets number 2 Baylor. This one should go to Baylor, but I think it's actually going to be a pretty close game. Number 11, Drake against number 3, Creighton. I actually think number 11, Drake's going to win this one, surprisingly enough. And I think they're actually going to do really good. Number 4, Villanova against number 1, Gonzaga. I think it's going to be a really close game. These two have experienced this place a lot, but I give this one to Gonzaga. And then number 11, Drake against number 2, Baylor. This one should go to Baylor. And number 2 Baylor would have to play number 1 Gonzaga. As number 2 Baylor, Gonzaga and Baylor went to the NCAA championship a couple years ago, and Baylor won by a lot. Gonzaga didn't even lose a game that year. That was the only game they lost that year. But I give that one to Baylor. Again, even though they've been in the championship, I think Baylor would win that one again against Gonzaga and make it to the Final Four. The bracket Eastern, number 16 Wofford against number 1 Kansas. As you remember, Wofford did beat Wagner in the first four and advanced here. But I would give this one to Kansas as I think they're a really good team. Number 9 Wyoming against number 8 Virginia. I do have to give a second. I heard about the thing that the shooting in Virginia. I'm sorry about what happened in Virginia. Feel bad for you guys. Um, I'm just very sorry about what happened with that shooting. Hopefully, you guys are getting better. I know it's hard, but yeah. Now this one, I think Wyoming's at 9, but I think Virginia. I just don't think they're gonna win this one against Wyoming, even though Wyoming is the lower seed, and I think Wyoming is gonna win this one. Like, go on to play Kansas. Number 13 Grand Canyon against number 4 Iowa. This one should go to Iowa as they would advance. Um, I think they're just gonna do really good. Number 12 St. Peter's gets number 5 Illinois. Is St. Peter's gonna surprise the country again this year? I don't think so. I think people are going to expect St. Peter's to win this game, and I would too, even though they did get a new coach. But I'd have St. Peter's being number 5, Illinois. Number 15, Youngstown State gets to Providence. This one should get Providence and stuff. And I think Providence is going to do really good this year. Number 10, Colorado gets to 7, VCU. VCU is a very good team. Colorado is one of those teams that um, can beat good teams but then lose to really bad teams. And I don't think that Colorado's done the best in the bracket, which is why I'd give this one to number 7 VCU. But I think it'd be a close game. And then number 7 VCU would have to play number 2 Providence. 14 Yale against number 3 Arkansas. I'd give this one to Arkansas. And then number 11 Dayton, as we remember, won in the first four against St. Mary's. They have to play number 6 Virginia Tech. And I'd actually give this one to Dayton. Number 9 Wyoming against number 1 Kansas. I'd give this one to Kansas, and then number 12 St. Peter's, and 4 Iowa. I think this is going to be a really close game, but I would give this one to Iowa. And then number 7 BCU against number 2 Providence. I'd give this one to Providence, but I think it'd be a very close game. And then number 11 Dayton against number 3 Arkansas. I think this one's going to be a really close game, but I would give that one to number 3 Arkansas. And then number 4 Iowa against number 1 Kansas. I'd give that one to Kansas, as number 3 Arkansas against number 2 Providence. I'd give this one Providence, but a very close game. And these two met up in the Elite Eight, but Kansas won, which made me really mad, which is why I think Providence is going to win this one and make it to the Final Four, which I think Providence has a chance to win. For the bracket, Southern, number 16, Texas Southern gets to run Houston. This one should go to Houston, as they should make it really far in this tournament. Number 9, Iowa State gets number 8, Miami. I'd give this one to Miami, as they are the higher seed. Number 13, UCSB against number 4, Auburn. This one should go to Auburn. I'd be surprised if UCSB won that one. Number 12, Mississippi State against number 5, Texas Tech. As you remember, Mississippi State did win against Memphis in the first four, but I'd have them win that one. But in this one, I'd have number 5, Texas Tech win that one. Number 15, Montana State gets number 2, Kentucky. That one would go to Kentucky, in my opinion, but I think it would really be a close game. Because Kentucky, I don't think it's going to do the good bracket again. But number 10, Washington State against number 7, UConn. This one should go to UConn. Washington State just doesn't really have much experience, and UConn has a lot of bracket experience, but yeah. And then number 14, Application State gets number 3, Tennessee. The should one go to Tennessee, as Tennessee usually always wins in the first round. Number 11, St. John gets number 6, Texas A&M. I think it's going to be a really close game, but I'd give this one to Texas A&M. But Texas A&M does struggle a lot, and I think that's why St. John's would put up a good fight. But yeah, number 8, Miami gets number 1, Houston. I think it's going to be a really close game, but I'd give that one to Houston. Texas Tech, Auburn. I think it's also going to be a close game, but I would give this one to Auburn. Number 7, UConn gets number 2, Kentucky. I'd actually give this one to UConn, because I feel like the only reason Kentucky's good is because of that one guy. Number 6, Texas A&M gets number 3, Tennessee. Tennessee should win that one. Play UConn. Number 4, Auburn against number 1, Houston. I'd have Houston win that one, as they should win that one. And then number 7, UConn against number 3, Tennessee. I'd give that one to Tennessee. And then for the Elite Eight, Tennessee would have to play Houston. And I think actually Tennessee would weirdly come up with the win and make it to the Final Four. But I think it'd be a really close game. Here's the schedule for the Final Four. Number 2, Baylor versus number 1, North Carolina. Number 3, Tennessee versus number 2, Providence. Number 2, Baylor versus number 1, North Carolina. I put these players on here because sometimes the reason these teams do good is because they have some really good players. But, yeah. Baylor 77, North Carolina 86. I think Armando Bacot's probably the best player in the country in my opinion, but and probably will go to the NBA like in the next year or something. But yeah, I'd have North Carolina win that one, and then number 3, Tennessee versus North Providence. I think this could be a really close game. Jared Bynum is a very clutch guy and makes a lot of clutch shots. This guy from Tennessee can get up to, they could get a lot of triple doubles, but that's why I think it's gonna be a really close game. So I'd have Providence win that one, and NCAA championship number 2, Providence versus number 1, North Carolina. And this one, I actually think Providence has a good chance this year to win the NCAA championship. They've just done good. They did good last year. Now, they did lose some players, but I still think they're gonna do good. And I actually think they could beat Rondo Baycott in North Carolina. But yeah, but I'd actually have Providence winning this one, which would be amazing. If the Providence Friars won the NCAA championship, I'd literally run in the middle of the street, and I don't know, I'd just be so happy. And then for the NCAA championships, winner Providence Friars, that is the image of when they won the Big East champion. So I just have to give a shout out to the coach for the Providence Friars. He's just, that's the only reason this Providence Friars has done good. We got a really good coach, so I just have to give a shout out to him. He's done amazing as a coach for the Providence Friars. Now make sure to let me know if you agree or disagree with mine. Send me some of your guys' brackets if you guys created some. But make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below on what I should do next. I'll see you guys in the next